Hi, this is Peter Darts Clairvoyant here, and I'm doing your astrology reading here for Pisces April 2020. So that's Pisces April 2020. So I just feel so for you Pisceans now. I just feel so I just need to take a little bit of sort of step back a little bit and just think now, where do I sort of want to be going now over the coming sort of 12 months? And I know it's sort of difficult to perhaps focus on things like that at the moment, but there are things that you can implement, like your own well-being, so you focus on your career, what you're looking for. You could get the information organized, you can get a lot of things sorted out, so you don't have to be sort of stuck there doing nothing. And I feel so when you need to focus your mind on something at the moment, something that you really want to be doing. And I feel like as you look back a lot, I feel like there's some things there that I feel so you've wanted to do, but you haven't quite had the time to sort of get them materialized. And I feel so this is a great time now to look at that. Some of you are wanting to get into kind of some kind of practice of kind of helping people. It's almost like I feel so what's gone on in the world has kind of triggered thoughts and feelings off that you'd like to be there for a little bit for people. But then you don't want to waste your energy on people who are not going to be sort of perhaps not sort of thankful what you're doing or what you're trying to do or understanding you, or even people that are sort of like go down the path and then just sort of give up. It's like I feel so you're looking for people with real issues who really want to make a big change in their life. And I feel like you'll kind of figure this out, as if to say what you'd like to be doing here. And I feel like you can implement this new strategy, and you could actually turn this into actually a career stroke business. And I think it could be very fruitful. So there is a market out there where it just feels though people do want help and guidance, but they just don't know what to do or how to do it. So I feel like it's definitely there. So all you've got to do now is just go out there and implement it. And as you start to put these things in order, I just feel as though it will really, really work out for you. So I just feel as though have a little bit of faith now, because I feel as though it can be done and it can be achieved. Okay, but I just feel as though now, just make sure your energy levels are tip top now, because you're going to be, as you're moving forward, you're going to be implementing a lot of things. You're going to be putting a lot of thought process into what you want, and you might find it's burning excess energy up with you. So make sure you're looking after yourself now and getting plenty sort of sleep around you. And also for some of you Pisceans as well, the older generation, you may be feeling at certain times, you're feeling a bit tired. Excuse me. Feeling a bit tired. So don't knock yourself for wanting to sleep in the afternoon, because I feel as though don't fight against it. Because you might find that your body just wants to recharge itself a little bit. So I'm just being drawn to that with some of you. So don't sort of think, oh, no, I shouldn't be sleeping in the afternoon because I won't be able to sleep at night. It won't work like that. You need to rest your body when your body needs a rest. So do focus on that. Okay, I feel like now you also need to start trusting your intuition more than you've ever done, because I feel so this is going to guide you now into the future as you're moving forward and help you to choose the right paths to where you're going. So make sure you do these things. And then I just feel as though certain people and family as well are going to be wanting your help and support a little bit with a few issues. Now, I'm not saying don't be there for them, but just make sure that they're ready for these changes, because I feel as though some members of family are thinking, yes, they are, but they're not quite ready to put that energy and effort. And then you've wasted your energy and effort sort of trying to get them there. So make sure that they're really ready, or analyze them. And maybe if you don't think they're ready, then maybe steer them off to a certain time, saying, look, I think you should be doing it then, but if you really want advice, listen. But if not, then you've got to do what you've got to do. So you need to think about what's best for them and how they can achieve their goals as well, not just sort of jumping in and saying yes at their every whim. Okay. Now, when it comes to relationships, Pisceans, I feel as though those of you who are attached, I just feel as though I can feel your partner sort of feeling like that you're up and down at the moment and you're not settled, and they'll be trying to help you, but sometimes they're not quite sure what you want, so it might frustrate you, or they're not quite feeling it the same way as you are. So just give them that little acknowledgement that you're listening, you've taken it on board, and and see how it sort of works out like that. And then also you could be also getting frustrated with your partner, sort of nudging you constantly, that they know that you're not quite sort of settled, and that could frustrate you. So just be a bit sort of appeasing to them, and I feel like then you won't get so wound up and it won't cause more disagreements as you're moving forward. But other than that, it will settle as the year progresses, and you know it will, because your intuition will tell you that. Also feels that those of you that are single, I just feel as though one or two of you are going to meet people through social media, and I feel like that connection can build up there. And then there's also one or two of you that will connect with people when you're out and about, but it's just not the right time to really follow it through. But then you'll have to follow through on it, perhaps with a little bit of social media or just phone calls or whatever it may be. But I feel as though that closeness will come, so just take your time with it. Don't put too much pressure on it, and it will unfold for you quite nicely. Okay. Now, when it kind of comes to careers, like I say, I've touched on a little bit in the beginning, as if to say you are wanting change, you're wanting new sort of ideas, concepts to come in. And I just feel as though your thoughts will be running wild with you at the moment. It's almost like you're being intuitively guided. And I just feel as all you need to do now is just analyze them a little bit and see how you can really implement them with the skills that you've got. And if you haven't quite got the skills, then maybe, just maybe, you need to get out there and just say, well, Luke, yeah, I can do this, I can do that, I can make that happen. And I just feel as though it's there, it can be done, it can be achieved. So start to look at your ideas now, and maybe if you need to learn some new skills, whether it be through YouTube or whatever, or going back and studying or self-studying at home, I just feel as though go and do it. Don't put yourself off, because this is a really great time now to make all these different things happen and work. Okay. So I just feel so just get yourself out there now, because it's there for the taking. Okay, and I just feel so income can grow with this as well. Some of you will grow slightly, but some of you will have grand ideas where, money and income can really, really sort of escalate quite rapidly. But obviously, I feel as though with that, though, becomes a lot of effort and a lot of time to be put in, which sort of taps into your social time. But then you've got to say to yourself, well, what do you want? Social life, or do you want, to be out there setting the world on fire, making things happen and earning a lot of money? So you'll have to decide what's what. But all these things are definitely there achievable, whether they slightly, really sort of growing quite nicely or grand, it doesn't really matter. I just feel as we're all at different levels, different ideas, and they can be achieved, as I'm being told. When it comes to money in general, I just feel as though money's fine, but just look after what you've got. You've got to make it last you at the moment, so stretch it out as best you can. Some of the ideas that you've got, try not sort of implement them straight away. Just get the basics done, get things up and running, and then your marketing and spending on different materials and whatever could come a little bit later. I just feel as though don't be in such a rush, because I feel as though if you stretch yourself, your ideas are going to fall short, because you won't have the funds to carry it through. So we're all going to be eager to get things off the ground, but you've just got to take your time with it, as otherwise it's going to cause you problems. So again, let your intuition guide you with finances. And I can feel like you're trying to make savings within the bills or stretching the bills out, and you will do this quite nicely, so don't worry too much at all. But it's other people that could frustrate you with money that you connect with. But you'll get it sorted, you'll get it organised, and just go in with a bit of understanding and a bit of humour, and not go in sort of losing your temper, frustrations. And then I just feel so you can get money organised. Because remember, not everybody is as calm as you, so they can get rattled, and then it can rattle you a little bit, because they're sort of taking you out your comfort zone a little bit. But I'm sure you will sort finances out, so don't worry too much about it. When it comes to health, I'm just being drawn to tiredness, which is connected with your energy levels. So just make sure you're eating properly, drinking properly, sleeping properly, building your strength up that way. Don't be sort of frightened to go and get that extra 1 or 2 sleeps in the day, because it will do you good. Even if you're quite sort of at the early age of your life, sometimes your body says you need a rest. So go and do it. It's like got your mind working overtime at the moment. So you might find at times it is tiring you out a little bit, especially with other things going on around you. And being stuck in, that can drain your energy as well. So it's not that you're not well or anything like that. It's just your body is taking a hammering in different ways, and it needs that extra rest. So go and take it. You need it. It will refresh you, and it will actually get your mind thinking perhaps even better than what it was before. So do it. Don't shy away from it. Okay, and then other than that, just sort of keep an eye on your breathing a little bit. I just feel as though sort of breath sort of needs to be flowing quite nicely. And I feel as though it's not so much on a health point of view, but more on a meditating point of view. Sort of calm your breath down, get it down to a nice level, and you'll be able to focus about what you need to be doing in a very calm, constructive way. And I feel as though that would be really good. Okay. And when it comes to family, I just feel so, yes, do be there for family and listen to what they've got to say and try and help them and put them on the right path a little bit. And that's great. But don't let them overrule what you're trying to do or put too much pressure on you when they're wanting things from you. Do your best. Do what you can, and remember, sometimes they've got to get things in place themselves, and you can't be there to do that, especially at this moment in time. So it's about sort of trying to get them to work with you. In other words, they've got to help themselves a little bit, and that's going to be so important. Also, do feel like somebody in family is going to be expecting a child, and that's going to be quite joyful. I feel like the news is coming up quite soon for that, probably around the summertime. Okay. But other than that, yes, things are fine there. And I just feel as though also somebody within family is suffering with anxiety troubles, and I just feel as though you could help them there, even at a safe distance, to sort of calm them down, get them to sort of take little modest steps out to get some fresh air around them. And I feel like you could guide them through that, and I think they would be very appreciative of your help and support in that situation a little bit. Okay. Around your home, I've got you having a big clear out, and I just feel as though it's a good time to do, because you've got the time to sort of focus on this. And I feel as though as you have this clear out, you're going to be thinking about jobs that you want to do. And again, make sure it's just a thought process at the moment. Don't implement those 2 grand things at the moment. It's not the right time, but you will get all these different things done as you move forward. So don't worry about it. But a good clear out is good, keeps you busy, keeps you focused, gets your house sorted, and you'll feel refreshed as the summer comes. Okay. And then besides that, I just feel as though just go back to these ideas to do with work and career. I just feel as though it's a great time now to implement these things now, or get things organized, ready for the future, because I feel as though some of them will take off. And especially if it's going to be more internet based, as we all know, it takes a bit of time for it to climb up the internet and get noticed. So I feel like if you can start implementing your strategy now, then I feel as though by the time we're all ready to move forward in our lives, that should be working quite nicely, ready for you to implement other parts to the business plan, so to speak, to make things work. And if you're just in the job, again, I feel as though you will want change. I can't see you sort of just staying put, all of you. You'll want to move up the ladder a little bit, or you'll want to bring in some changes the way you work, or you'll want to look at a different job or a completely different career path. And I just think go for it. It will work out quite nicely. So go out there, implement all these things. So it's time to kind of sit back now, analyze your life, what you want, the changes that you want to make, and how you're going to implement it. And then bit by bit, you'll gradually get all these things together, and it should work out quite nicely. So, hope you've enjoyed that, you Pisceans. I wish you well, stay safe, and tune into the next video a little bit later. Thanks very much. Bye bye now.